Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice. The Lord is near. On this third Sunday of Advent, we are invited to rejoice. We are called to await the Lord with joy, but also with patience. Are you the one who is to come, or are we to wait for another? This question posed by Jesus in today's Gospel is our question also. As we reach the middle of the Advent season, we are invited to reflect on a very important question. What are we waiting for? Or better still, who are we waiting for? And how should we wait? The readings for this liturgy invite us to cultivate two key Advent virtues, patience and joy. The early Christians expected Jesus to return soon, within their lifetime, in fact, but it didn't seem to be turning out that way. In the second reading for this Sunday, the Apostle James proposes the image of a farmer, patiently awaiting the harvest, trusting in the forces of nature to do their work at the right time. The farmer continues to work diligently each day, but he knows that the results are in God's hands, not his. In the same way, James tells us, we too must be both patient and engaged. Strengthen and steady your hearts, he says, for the Lord is near. In the Gospel, we meet Jesus sending a message to his cousin, John the Baptist, who was in prison. John was a true prophet, and he trusted that when the Messiah would come, the words of the prophet Isaiah would be realized. Those beautiful words, the blind shall see, the deaf will hear, the lame will walk, the dead be raised, the poor lifted up, and the weak strengthened. But as John languished in prison, his life hanging from a thread, his own faith began to waver. Had his mission been in vain? Jesus reassures John that it is not. His courage and his endurance would bear fruit. John went to a martyr's death, but he knew that joy was on the way. In his wonderful text, The Joy of the Gospel, Pope Francis invites us to proclaim the gospel with joy in today's world. That the new evangelization is not a painful task, a difficult responsibility, but a joy ever new, a joy waiting to be shared. As a diocese, we have studied Pope Francis's words carefully, and through such recent initiatives as the Parish Vitality Conference and the Forum for the New Evangelization, we are seeking to live out its message. Pope Francis reminds us that some Christians' lives seem like Lent without Easter, or we might say, like Advent without Christmas. I realize that joy is not expressed in the same way at all times in life, especially at times of great difficulty. Joy adapts and changes, Pope Francis says, but it always endures. Born of our personal certainty that when everything is said and done, we are infinitely loved. So let us make our own today those words that give our third Sunday of Advent its title, Gaudete Sunday. Gaudete, rejoice, the Lord is near. Rejoice in the Lord always, for the Lord is coming very soon. So may we await the Lord's coming this day with patience and with joy.